Hello everybody, looks like we are live. Welcome to Montezuma. It is a sunny day. I've forgotten the temperatures. I think it's in the low, no, maybe upper 30s. It was upper 30s on the way here. I haven't seen all that much today anywhere. Where I started from, I had snow on the ground. But here there's a lot less snow, if any snow at all. Ithaca had not too much snow, depending on where you were. And I think upper elevations had snow. But what have I seen since I arrived here? I've seen a couple of crows, a few Canada geese, at least one northern shoveler, and a whole bunch of other ducks I couldn't identify that the shoveler was flying with. I have seen some common grackles and a couple of, one or two anyway, one or two tree swallows. And I believe I saw a couple of mallards fly by a few moments ago. And I guess that's just about it. I haven't seen, oh, I have seen a couple of great blue herons in flight. So, it's kind of sunny at the moment, and we'll see how we do. I don't know. Anyway, welcome. Time to start up and get going, I guess. A little bit breezy, unfortunately. The visitor center, I believe, is still closed. Like so much of New York State. Oh, I did see a northern harrier also in flight. Temperature is apparently 46 degrees, although right now in the car it feels warmer than that because the sun is shining in, so. From a bird watching perspective, it's been a quiet week for me. I haven't seen all that much out of the ordinary. Actually, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. Up in the air, I see ahead. I just lost sight of it. Trees are in the way. It seemed like a large bird. I don't know what it was. On my way here, I did not see a single red-tailed hawk. So the only two I've seen are my two neighbors. Two of my neighbors. I did see them this morning. It was a while before I did see them. To our right in the air, maybe the two crows that I saw earlier. Well, now there are four crows. But I had seen two closer to the visitor center. I don't know, and I think they had taken off, so I don't know if those are two of them, but anyway. So it's a little bit on the cooler side. It's, even though it's, April 18th. Had a real snowfall my way last night. but it didn't accumulate really on hard surfaces. Well, not like, you know, roadways and driveways, but it did accumulate on grass and on I think I see a mallard, and at least one mallard, and I believe a blue-winged teal. I hope this person, well, oh, that's, what did I just see? Something, I don't know what that was. It was some kind of a, I don't know what that was. It was either a, it was either a rail of some sort, or it was a there's a chance it was a an American bittern, but I don't, the coloring was right for bittern, but the shape wasn't necessarily quite right. Wish this pickup truck would get out of the way. I don't see it anyway, but, and I think what happened was the person got out of the pickup truck and may have startled it, so it flew across the channel. We're going to wait here a bit. Mallard, another mallard here, and I think I see also blue-winged teal. Yeah, two blue-winged teals right there. But I saw something else fly across and into the grasses. Now let me look with binoculars. It seemed relatively tall. I don't see it now at all. I think this pickup truck, I don't even think they're looking. I think they're just sitting there. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to back up a little bit. Sorry about this, but you know, I need to look. Maybe whatever it was will come back out to be within view. Or maybe I'll just catch a glimpse of it somehow. I don't see it, but so again, those are blue-winged teals there, and mallards here. and I am looking, hoping to see whatever I spotted that flew across the channel very quickly and went right into the grasses. Some kind of a taller bird of some sort. Relatively tall. It looked like something that walks with a tall profile. Shorter, I would say, than, you know, than a great blue heron, but another mallard is nearby, female. Don't worry, I won't stay here too long. You know, looking all day for it, whatever it was. I don't know what it was. It may have been an American bittern. I'm not sure. This would be a good spot for them. Hearing Canada geese in the distance. I may have heard a swamp sparrow. Oh, I see a northern shoveler there. Oh, just heard a red-winged blackbird. Hadn't seen or heard any of them till now. I might be seeing, I don't know. Okay, we're going to move along because I'm not seeing whatever that is that I saw very briefly fly across the water and then walk into. Oh, that was okay. It's another shoveler there, a female. Somewhere here. I don't see her. Oh, she swam off. My best guess, as I think about what I saw, is that it was an American bittern. We're going to move forward. This vehicle ahead of us will give us a little bit of room, I think, very shortly. Oh, I saw it. There it is, American bittern. And who's that in there? Not sure where it is. I can't see it with the naked eye. Oh, now I know. Wait. So it's behind what looks almost like a goose nest. If it keeps going that way, I'm going to have to move. Glad we stayed. Trying to move the car and not lose the American bittern. And there's a minivan ahead of us now. Which may block my view. I'm going to stop right here. I can't see it. I've lost sight of it. Where'd it go? Look with binoculars. I don't know if... Oh, I see it with binoculars. There. You can see how well it blends in. Look at what is that? It looks like a bunch of vegetation. Beautiful bird. I love them. So we're looking at an American bittern. It's in the heron and bittern family. Very well camouflaged. They're just love to watch them. It's going to be giving me a problem where it's going because of the vegetation that I can see ahead of us, and no, in front of us, between us, but also here along the road. I'm going to struggle to stay with it. With the naked eye, I cannot see it. No surprise. And let me see if I can find it with binoculars. I can yeah, I see it with binoculars. But like I said, unfortunately, we have vegetation that if I drive forward, it's really going to be in our way. We're going to let this beautiful American bittern go in a moment, I think, unless it comes out into the clear. Okay, this is going to be a problem now. There's some vegetation between us, but there's nothing I can do. But look how it blends in so well. I don't see it at all. I'm going to take a chance, move forward a little bit. And we may have to move on from here because I don't see it now. It may come back out, but I do not know where it is right now. I think I just heard a swamp sparrow. Oh, there it is. Take a moment and try to move forward a little bit. I'm going to lose sight of it, I think. I don't know where it is. Hold on, let me look with binoculars. I see it. Okay. There. Even looking with my, through this camera right now, it's difficult to see. Look how the stripes on the neck, they line up so nicely with the reeds that surround it. got to move forward. I still see it with the naked eye right now. We won't stay with it all day, but oh shoot, I probably maybe shouldn't have moved this far forward. I'm not sure where it is right now. Hold on. I don't know where it is. I do not know where it is. Oh, I see. I think I see a swamp sparrow. I did see one. Pretty sure. Where'd he go? Oh! Just saw the bittern. Absolutely love them. Just a few more moments, and I think we're going to move on. Here's the swamp sparrow. Oh, and I think I'm hearing, possibly may have heard greater yellowlegs. I'm not sure. I can't see the bittern. Let's see if we can take a couple looks maybe at, oh, there's the bittern. We're not going to stay with it too much longer just because it is getting more difficult, and unless it keeps going on. Well, I just saw an osprey in the air. And the angle here now, there's a car in front of me. Oh, good, it's moving. All right, let's see if we can get a good. Oh, shoot, I went too far. Let's stop right here. There are a bunch of cars behind me, but I somehow doubt they're seeing the bittern just because of where it is. So again, if you're joining us just now, this is an American bittern, part of the heron family. I'd say, you know, it's significantly smaller than a great blue heron. Maybe a little larger than a green heron. I can't move, I'm kind of stuck behind a car that just pulled in front of me. Can you see me? There's no way I would have been looking for it had I not seen it originally running, flying across this channel. I wouldn't have known it was there. Should know to look. I've been here enough, enough times. I should know that this is kind of an area for that. And, I know this might be getting boring, but I still enjoy seeing them, and we don't see them all that often. We have seen a few over the years, including one last fall, late summer, early fall, that was really, a surprise to people because of how late it was in the season for it to still be around. And I did see one last week in flight, but that was before I started the tour last Saturday. Meanwhile, nearby there are two, actually no, yeah, two northern shovelers nearby, the same two that have been nearby, and still the same two blue-winged teals, and I'm not sure if the mallards are still around or not. We've been watching the American bitter. Just a little bit more. It's always, for me, it's always a treat to see them. And since I'm the one running the camera, sometimes we, do what I want. Just look at that. I mean, seriously, I know where my scope is pointed. I cannot see with the naked eye this bird. There's a muskrat nearby also, swimming by. Oh, that was probably a mistake. I probably shouldn't have gone for that. The muskrat just swam by anyway. Like I said, I can barely see the bittern. I think we're going to move along, because I've kind of lost sight of it. 1 second here. There it is. Just amazing, that camouflage. There are many animals that are well camouflaged. Let's look at something else while we're here. Where'd it go? I don't think I looked in the right spot. Oh, there it is. I believe that's a swamp sparrow. We have vegetation blocking our view. see if we can find again the bittern, and then I think we're going to move on. Yep, there it is. The only reason why I knew where to look is because I know roughly where I was pointing, and also I can, I kind of in my here, this is something you should do if you can. When you're looking for something like this, or if you see a bird in the distance in flight, if you can, before you go to get your scope or your binoculars or whatever, find some marker if you can to help you find it, because when you go to look through your magnification system, whatever it is, a scope or binoculars or camera or whatever, things are going to look different. So if you can kind of mark things, and say, oh, that I looked for that shape or that particular reed or that particular this or that or whatever, it might help you find it. But make a mental note before you look away and go for your camera or scope or binoculars. Just love the American bittern. Very great. Just great camouflage. Just beautiful birds. I'm very lucky to have seen this one, and I'm glad to have been able to share it. Okay, we're going to move along. I just feel I should be... A lot of cars here all of a sudden. Anyway, I feel I should be on this side for some reason, but there's no water down there, really. Well, there's a little bit, but it's covered by grasses. Hold on. I believe I just heard a song sparrow. Mallard's coming in. Male in flight. Just saw a tree swallow. Make it two. Three. Okay, a couple more. I'm not counting anymore. Oh, barn swallows. Just saw 2 or 3 of those. First of the season for me. At least I believe they're barn swallows. They have more of a brown brownish breasts as opposed to the white breasts of the tree swallows. No, they're all over the place, and with this camera it's hard to stay with them. I'll tell you, it was sad. This morning I had, like I told you earlier, I had snow on the ground, and you know, it's late in the season for snow. So, you know, many birds have returned and they're not, you know, normally dealing with snow. And to see a bunch of tree swallows together in a tree was something I don't normally see myself where I am. Just hunkered down and just sitting there was kind of depressing. I don't know if this is the same swamp sparrow as before. Maybe not. Let's keep moving. You hear Canada geese over to our left, and here's another Canada goose over here to our right. And looks like one nesting over here. Over in the distance, I think blue-winged teals. Hard to see through the windshield like that. Yep. That was the, I believe, greater yellowlegs, a shorebird. I think we looked at this one last week. Hello. Hey, baby. I think more ducks have landed to our right. Oh, let me close this other window so I don't have a breeze going right through the car. And I'll try to line up with the ducks that I see, and maybe we'll get a semi-decent look at them. Hold still. Yes, blue-winged teal. Okay, I think we've got 4 blue-winged teals there total. Set you down, I think, and take a. Oh, I think I see a great blue heron. There. I want to take a look. You know, this is an area like this can be difficult for me. You know, with the naked eye, certainly, just because you've got grasses you know, partially blocking the view of any birds that might be hidden in there. So I just want to take a quick look. I just caught the sight of a great blue heron that flew and landed very quickly. So we've seen a couple of them. Here's that same one I think we were seeing before, and now in flight. Let me just set you down for a couple moments and take a quick look. Even with binoculars, it can be tough to see, but my concern was I kept hearing the greater yellowlegs, and that had me wondering if I'm missing something. I don't happen to be seeing anything other than the two herons I've shown you. And a few swallows flying around. Okay, let's keep moving. It's always tempting to stay in one spot and just, you know, keep looking. Maybe something will come along, or maybe you're seeing something. And I know I spent a long time just looking at the American bittern. But you have to remember to keep moving. I think I see a greater yellowlegs. You have to remember to keep moving, or else you end up missing out on things. I've seen a couple northern shovelers also. Maybe 3. And here's one, and then 2 more right here. And I saw, oh, there's the yellowlegs. Greater yellowlegs. And somebody just flew by, maybe they were ducks. Oh, and the greater yellowlegs just took off. Is that something up there? No. Look at something here. Nothing. I see something well in the distance too. Oh, there it is. Don't know if I'll be able to get it with this camera or not. I can barely see it. I've lost sight of it. Let me look with binoculars again. Might be an eagle, but I'm not sure. I don't think I can get it for you. It's just too far and too faint. Snoozing goose, and behind it, northern shoveler. Minivan that's just passing us kind of frightened that goose, I think. All of a sudden it ran across the road. I'm glad I caught sight of it, or who knows, I might have hit it. Love the geese. I admit, I don't love the mess. I love the geese. I was watching yesterday the geese that are often in my view, and there are a fair number of them. And by the way they were gathering, I knew something was going on. And sure enough, there was a fox just kind of resting on the field. And you know, you might think, oh, the geese would run away from the fox. No, whenever a fox is out there, they gather up and they try to surround the fox, or at least put up a strong front, maybe allowing it to get away. But you know, just they'll be there and they'll all be focused on the fox. Northern shoveler again. Another shoveler or two, and right here, and also it looked like a mallard right here. Just hanging out. Did I see something over here or no? Maybe. What I'm not seeing is any kind of a large grouping of ducks in the distance. I might see some. I do see some. Let's switch cameras and take a more distant look at what's out there. We'll look at whatever we can close by first, though. Kind of snoozing. I mentioned the northern shovelers. That's a male there, and the female is right there. Notice her large bill. And then in the distance, let's take a look and see if we can see what's out there. Oh, who's that? Oh, that looks like a green-winged teal, I think. What helped me was that white stripe at the shoulder, the vertical stripe. Okay, now out here, I have to lighten it. I see an American coot, which is the bird at center that is not a duck, that has, you know, the white bill. Oops. And those scops. More coots. Shoveler. Not sure what that is swimming along there. Oh, that is a ring-necked duck. You can see that white spike at the shoulder that points upwards. Oh, that's a ruddy duck right there. That's center screen, a male ruddy duck. Another ring-necked duck right there. You can see the ring on at the front of the bill. As for the ring actually at its neck, very difficult to see. Wind has really picked up, sorry. Is that? Oh. I thought that was something else for a second. It's a little bit of variety out there. Who's that way in the back? I'm not sure. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Okay, just a bathing Canada goose splashing around. You know, for all the mess that they make in terms of their droppings, Canada geese spend a lot of time preening and taking care of their feathers, as so many birds do. They have to. Okay, let me look back out with binoculars at the ducks that are out there. Other waterfowl. Okay, back out there. Just a little bit. Just a little bit more. I don't know if there's that much more variety to see. It seems like it's mostly shovelers and coots and pretty much shovelers and coots. Although we have seen some other species out there, including ring-necked duck and ruddy duck. think we're going to move along. I'm going to leave things in place. Probably end up switching cameras soon, but just want to leave things in place just as I drive a little bit here. Checking every once in a while to see if there's anything else out of the ordinary or okay, those look like Canada geese. Okay, thought they, for a moment I had thought maybe there's something else, but I don't think so. Okay, let's keep moving. Sorry, oops. Hold on a second, what's that? Oh, red wing black. That wind is kind of annoying, I imagine. I'm sorry. Get back in the car here. Still supposedly 46 degrees. I believe it. Just looking with binoculars right now. Quite a few cars behind me, you know, by the looks of things. I don't know if there are any, you know, group visits here today. I have no idea. I kind of like our little group visit. something in the air, I think. In the air, I see a cormorant. Just look through binoculars, and it's way up here. Long neck, but also a relatively long tail compared to, let's say, ducks, and just a different profile than Canada geese. And in terms of the speed with which it flaps its wings, I'd say it's a little faster than Canada goose and slower than most of the ducks that you see. Oh my goodness. Shoot. I made a mistake here. These are ruddy ducks. And our close looks at them are few and far between. And unfortunately, they're swimming away from me now. I missed them initially. That's a female. And they're all swimming away. They're behind me. This female's pretty much staying within view. The males are diving, and there's a male. There are at least two males, and I think at least two females, but I'm not sure. I wish I had seen them sooner. Maybe we could have had some close-ups. I'm pointing backwards now, so it's very difficult for me. Oh well. Missed opportunity. Okay, they're moving along. We're gonna move along ourselves. Opposite direction. Would have liked a long, close look at one. could have kept moving backwards and trying to get a look, but they kept moving along, so I thought it maybe better not to bother with that. Another great blue heron I just spotted out here somewhere. I did see one. Hold on. Look at binoculars. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're going to keep moving. To our right, I won't be able to show it to you with this camera, is another, on the other side of the road. Near the channel, there's a great blue heron. A lot closer than one we were just looking at. Starling. Vehicle with its lights flashing, and I wonder if they're seeing something. If they just think that there's a need to flash your lights, I don't know.
There's two of them. You're looking for one.
Killdeer. Killdeer. It's called a killdeer. looking at killdeer on the other side of the road. I can't see them. Anyway, I don't know what you missed. I did see some killdeer. Maybe you heard me, maybe you didn't.
Lost you.
Lost or blue screen? That's an important difference. Okay, no, we're still live. Big difference between lost and blue screen. Blue screen means we're between cameras. But still, still connected. Anyway, I don't know when we did get disconnected, but I did see two killed. I believe I saw one killdeer. The young boy in the minivan was saying there were two of them. He didn't know what they were, and I tried to call out killdeer to them. I don't know if they heard me or understood. Oh, I see ahead of us in the water on our right, looks like a couple swans. Maybe the two swans that we saw, but not very, very well last week. They're a little bit farther away this time. there already are some cars here, but maybe we'll have an opportunity. I don't know. I always have a problem here. You know, by the time I get here, the sun is never working for me well. Looking down the channel that's to my left, I see Kennedy's. I see a gadwall or two. I'm not sure what else I see. So let's take a quick look with the other camera. First, before I do, the swans that I mentioned a moment ago are over here. I believe we saw trumpeters here last week, and that could be what they are today. I don't know. Oh, and a robin. Or two. Here's one. American robin. And I thought I saw another one land, but I don't see it now. Oh, there it is. Where'd it go? I don't know. Okay, and down here is where we're about to look. So, as I mentioned, there are some Canada geese there, and I'm not sure who else. That looks like a green-winged teal, I believe. More teals. Oh, and I mentioned gadwalls, and they were closer. I almost forgot about them. Where were they? I thought I saw gadwalls. Hold on. Let me look with binoculars. I think I know where they are. Right there. Gadwalls. Oh, and that is not a duck. That looks like a pied-billed grebe. So, some nice variety looking down that channel. And okay. I'm going to leave everything in place. And we'll see if maybe we can go get a good spot from which to see the swans, as long as people don't block us. Oh, wait, hold on, what's this? Come on. Nothing. Nothing? Yeah, nothing. Okay, I thought it was something with the naked eye. It looked like something. Never mind. Alright, the viewing area looks like it's not going to be a good spot to go to, given where the swans are. I think what I want to do other vehicle that I was going to kind of scoot up to is moving along very slowly and coming our way, so maybe... Oh, come on. Hold on. Get to sort of swamp squirrel again. We may have to okay, let me try to get this so we can see better. That should be better. Very stained heads, but beautiful nonetheless. So these look like trumpeter swans. So they're ordinarily all white, except that what happens is as they feed, sometimes their feathers can get dirty and stained, and that's what's happened to this one and the other one. I assume they're a mated pair, but I don't know. on very shortly, I believe, but nice to see them. I need to tend to a couple things in the other camera, including a battery change. Look at something. We haven't seen any eagles here today. Not yet anyway. At least I haven't. Well, I have to say, I've been enjoying what we've seen to this point. People are kind of lined up. I think they're looking at the swans. Again, those were trumpeter swans. You may have noticed, or noticed the lack of actually, the yellow dot below the eye on the bill that you might see, that you know might see with tundra swans, which are smaller. You don't see that with trumpeter swans. It's hard enough to see sometimes with tundra swans, but if you're up close, you usually can see them. I might see some, well, I see a mallard over here. Two of them, actually. And over here, I just saw, I believe, I'm guessing they're blue-winged teals, but I'm not positive. Nope, mallards. Wait a second. Well, I pointed at the wrong ducks. There were mallards there, but there are blue-winged teals there. Right there. See? And are those shovelers? Come on, focus. That is. And that, I think, is one also. Oops, I'm blocking the way here. lot of cars behind me, moving ahead. I guess they got tired of looking at the swans. That song or that call you're hearing is a red-winged blackbird. And I believe I may be hearing swamp sparrow. Kind of trying to take a look over at the other side of the road, but from this angle, because of the way it slopes down, it's hard to see down there. You never know what could be lurking. Always looking at the sky, but it's not like I've seen a lot, catching my eye in the air today for whatever reason. I mean, usually, even if I'm not looking, at least I'll catch things with my peripheral vision. I'm not seeing anything like that today. I have seen a few birds in the distance up in the air, larger birds, and I assume they were either, I couldn't be sure, either turkey vultures or eagles or ospreys. But just not seeing a lot of flight activity today. Now this vehicle ahead of us is backing up for some reason. And has stopped backing up, but I back up. While we're here, I mean, I wonder my point is that I wonder if they see something. Out in the distance, Canada goose. Right near a great blue heron. Goose looks like it's nesting. The heron looks like it's just walking along. The vehicle ahead of us just backed up again a little bit. I wonder if they see something. Oh, now they're... well, maybe they didn't back up. Now they're moving forward. For all I know, they've caught sight of a bird like a bittern, and you know, I can't see it, but they can because of the vegetation. That's very possible. Oh, in the air, I do see. Hold on, let me check with binoculars first. Come on, wire, get off me. Looks like a bald eagle. I think. Focus. Now on the ground. Should we try to look at it? Maybe we should. Oops. I don't know if I'll be able to find it again, but I'm going to give it a try. Won't be the greatest. Oh, it's got something. Must have been something down there already. I know, it's not the best look, but sometimes you gotta take what you can get. Okay, we're gonna move on. While we're here, oh, okay. Oh, muskrat that I missed nearby, but it's going in the opposite direction. And I think we're just gonna move. I'll leave this camera in place. In place, just in case. Grass, grass, more grass, grass, more grass, grass, grass. That's what you're seeing. That's because, at least I believe it's because they did drain the pool last year and grasses grew in that might not otherwise grow in. Give me 1 second here. Okay, that's nothing. Well, I'm glad I kept this camera in place. Not seeing anything. Oh, come on. Looks like green-winged teals. I haven't been showing them all to you, but geese are nesting. And who's this over here in the water? Another green-winged teal. I see some waterfowl. Probably mallards if I had to guess. Like it. These gadwalls? Yes, these are gadwalls, by the looks of it. This is the male right here. Lighting's not perfect, but I'm getting a decent look. They're really beautiful birds. From a distance, they're a drab brown, but when you get to look at them, they are beautiful. Get a heron. No. Okay, let's keep moving. Now, where the name Gadwall came, I have no idea. Does it sound like a duck name? No. I don't think so. Then again, neither does mallard if you don't know what a mallard is. So, never mind. A couple northern shovelers nearby. Here's one. And here's the other. And is there somebody else in the distance? Or no? No. Up ahead, another mallard, which we may or may not be able to see. I think I might as well switch cameras. We are nearing the end of Wildlife Drive. I think I see a female red-winged blackbird. He was on the wire, but she just took off, and now... Where'd they go? They both took off. Okay. Oh no, there she is. Oh no, those are cowbirds there. Brown-headed cowbirds. I thought I had seen a female red-winged blackbird, but maybe not. Thought I had. Anyway, brown-headed cowbirds, that's another species. We're not quite finished yet, but just about. Not a bad drive on Wildlife Drive. Like seeing the swans, and like some of the looks that we had of various birds, and including, of course, the American bittern. Always, for me anyway, always a treat to see them. Now, maybe if I were to see them like that every week, maybe I'd be like, okay, you know, no big deal anymore, but as I had mentioned, though, had I not seen it running across the road or flying across, not the road, the channel, I wouldn't have known to keep looking for it. And then when it finally popped back out, I was about to give up. I didn't know what it was because I didn't see it initially very well. Glad that we waited and it popped back out for us to see. I have never heard one. I've seen them in flight, I've seen them feeding, I've seen them, standing still. I've never heard one, or at least I don't know to have heard. Wouldn't and everything just handed to me in terms of seeing birds or in anything for that matter, maybe I wouldn't make any effort. Hold on, I've got some ducks to our left. They look like green-winged teals. For the most part. The car's behind me, so I can't really hold everybody up. So it looks like that is it for Wildlife Drive, everybody. On to the next location. Yes, I always want more, but I'm fairly pleased. As I drive by Mays Point, I do see what looks like a swan out there. Just one, though. There may have been another one, but I didn't see it. You may recall a few weeks ago we had a nice look at two of them there. Also trumpeters. And in the nest, the osprey nest, is there anybody up there? I'm not sure. Just passed an osprey nest. I'm not sure if anyone was up there or not. At first I thought yes, but I'm not so sure now. I don't know. See some tree swallows. Welcome to East Road, by the way. Oh, who just flew? It was I think it was a mourning dove, but I'm not positive. Yes, I am. I'm positive. It's a mourning dove. Still supposedly 46 degrees. Rather breezy. So I'm not really in a hurry to open the windows just yet. I'm going to have to see if I can come up with something nice for blocking the wind with the other camera. One of these days. I have something glued in place, but I don't think it really helps. It's been there for years. I don't think it does anything. Judging from what I see with the naked eye as I look down on the water, there's very little down there, if anything. I'm sure there's something, but take a quick look with binoculars. I see some northern shovelers. We may not stay here at all. Last week it was disappointing also. What's this? Hold on. What is that? Come on, come on, come on. Is that a kestrel? Hi, kestrel. That's an American kestrel, smallest falcon. In this part of the world. And maybe we'll try to get a look at it. It is windy. I'm going to have to reposition the car. And we have to hope that it stays put. And there's a car behind me now, so I can't just do whatever I want. This might not be too bad. This car may scare it now. Sure enough. Thanks, Toyota. The Kestrel just continued on and is flying. What a flyer. It's flying to our right, and I'm not going to be able to stay with it. Oh, here, maybe coming back. Maybe coming back. And it's back. So I'm not seeing, now it could be a trick of the lighting, but I'm not seeing much of a blue in terms of feathers on its back. So I am assuming this is a female. Cutie. just amazing flyers. They really are. So again, we're only going to look for a few more moments. This is an American kestrel. It does look like it's actively hunting. I mean, it's looking down on the ground quite a bit. Car behind me. Oh, there it goes. I'm not going to be able to stay with it. Okay, we're going to move on. And while we're here, let me close the window up. And I'll show you what it is I'm looking at down there. Not much. This is all through the windshield. I'm not saying there's nothing down there. Some ducks there. But it seems to be a lot like last week, and there really wasn't much. Actually, a flock of ducks just flew in. And there's also a chance I'm seeing something like a it might be a canvasback, I'm not sure. Well, from here, we're going to look at a few spots, see if there are any surprises down there. Tough conditions given the lighting. I think that might be a shoveler. More shovelers. What? I'm not sure. come on. I don't know what that is. The green-winged teal's there also, but that's a white duck of some sort, I think. Maybe a domestic duck? Oh, I lost sight of it. 1 second. Oh. Problem is, it's so sunny right now. The thing is, if it's a domestic duck, it's very small. Look, I mean, look how it compares in size to the green-winged teals, which are small ducks. Right, I think what we need to do, it may help a little bit. I'm going to switch to the other scope, which may give us a slightly better look. Give me a moment, if you would. I wish it were cloudy. That would make a big difference. But deal with what we've got. I think the kestrel's back in where it was. I'm going to try to hold things steady. It's more difficult with this camera, or this scope I should say. Still have that heat shimmer. I can't do anything about that. It's a long bill. But look, you see, you saw the green-winged teal pass right behind it. They're comparable in size. You know, normally I would expect a domestic duck to be, you know, larger. You know, at least the size of a mallard. Oh, come on. Who told you to swim there? I don't know what that was. I mean, it may have been a, you know, a domestic duck. It could have been, I don't know. Could have been a leucistic teal? I don't know. I want it to get cloudy, and it doesn't look like it's going to anytime soon. And I want that duck to come back out into the open where we can see it. In the meantime, so you can see the green-winged teals. I'm gonna let things sit here. I want to look with binoculars. I really don't know what that is. I wish we could get a better look, a clearer look. If it weren't so sunny, we would have a much better look. I'm convinced of that. Flying overhead, by the way, is a great blue heron. But again, looking at this white bird, whatever it is, it seems to be about comparable in size to the green-winged teals that surround it. And you know, normally if it were a domestic duck, just a white domestic duck like you see on TV, for instance, like the Aflac duck, that's a larger duck, you know, apparently derived from, I believe, from mallards, which are large ducks. This looks to be a small duck. But with this heat shimmer, I just cannot focus sharply on it. All of you are thinking. Far too small to be a snow goose. probably too small to be a Ross's goose either. And I don't know if a Ross's goose feeds like that anyway. Okay, so if you're just joining us, we're looking. Oh. Hold on. Did everyone just take off? That looks more like a duck than a goose to me. And again, look at the size comparison. We've got green-winged teals around it, and it's about the same size as they are. So I would say it's far too small to be a snow goose, and too small, I would say, to be a Ross's goose. Looks like a duck. And it doesn't really look like a mallard to me. So it doesn't look like just a mallard, but white. A domesticated white mallard. Where'd it go? Hold on. I'm trying to get things steady. There it is. It's not quite as sunny, and where it is giving us a slightly better view. It's almost definitely a duck. It's not a goose. I mean, again, look at the surrounding green-winged teals. Compare the sizes. Compare the shape of the bill. Now it's getting really too sunny to get any kind of a look. Every once in a while, it's nice to have a little mystery like this. Oops, sorry. Can't do any better. It's just because of the sun and the distance, I cannot give you a close look. Or a sharp look, I should say. Well, we've had a few decent looks. I don't think it's going to get much better, to be honest with you. Only if it gets really cloudy and all the other lighting issues work perfectly, and I don't know if that's going to happen. The kestrel's flying around a bit. Okay, we're going to move on. Let me just take a quick look with binoculars. Great blue heron just landed. Do I see a black duck? Maybe. Okay, let me just look at one or two more things, and we just might be leaving the area. You have to remember now, it was mentioned that it was blurry. Well, over these kinds of distances, that's what happens. I do see a gadwall down there, I believe. I mean, the distances here are long, and there's sunshine, so there's only so much I can do. still, I'm glad we saw that white bird, whatever it is. I don't know if I see it any longer anyway. I do, but it's partially behind vegetation. Farther out. Are those widgeons? Look like widgeons. American widgeons. Good. First I've seen of those today. Good to see them. Or I should say, at least the first that I noticed. But I think we're going to move on. But not until we see what I believe may be a sandhill crane. Looks like a crane to me. Good to see. Now, I don't know if that's the one I just spotted with binoculars or... Oh, that's the second one. Okay, so there are two. I'm really not with an ideal setup to stay with them here in the car, sorry. Oh, there they are. Bye, good luck. Okay, I'm going to let them go. Still see them. Okay, let's switch cameras and hit the road. You know, obviously we've been coming here we've been coming here all winter, and there's a fair amount of water down there. I don't know if that's too much. What do you mean too much? Well, I mean, for instance, we've seen here in the past sandhill crane chicks, the colts. So, and you know, it leads me to believe that they actually nested here. I think I see an eagle, by the way. And that'd be an eagle. So, bald eagle. And anyway, so down there, I wonder if there's a little too much water for them to be comfortable nesting. I don't know. You know, I've never walked down there, so maybe there are plenty of good dry spots that they would prefer, and they, you know, I really don't know. We're running out of time. It's getting late. Actually, it's getting very late. I think I was considering going to Cairncross and or the Sandhill Crane Unit, but I don't know if I'm going to bother with that. Just because of how late it is. I mean, it's almost 4 o'clock. I don't think I really have the time to do that. Let me just check on things here. One moment. I think we're better off skipping Cairncross and the Crane Unit area. We didn't see much at either location last week. We did see some birds, and it doesn't mean that we wouldn't see anything today. But I don't know if I want to take the time to go there today, considering I want to make stops while we're in Ithaca, and I have to drive there. It's not like I get there instantaneously. Just flew across the road and I just saw a robin. This might just be our last stop up here today. We may not even stop at all. Canada goose, and there's a swan there, as I mentioned. Probably a trumpeter. from here anyway, I'm not seeing a lot of birds now, out on the water. We're hearing an osprey, and I see it, but I don't know if I can give you a clear view just because of the trees between us. And I see another osprey in the air. That one's in the air, and this one is the one that's calling. The other one has kind of flown on. I still see it a little bit. Now, let's at least take a quick look at this osprey. The other one has come back and is flying nearby. Can't get it in the air. It's too, where it is, it's too difficult. I hear a robin. We'll stay here for just a few moments, and I'll look around a little bit with binoculars, just in case. I'm not sure where the other osprey is, by the way. Oh, I do see it now. It's back flying nearby. It's flying now to our right a bit and up in the air. Not really high, but decent elevation. I'm just wondering if maybe possibly there will be a mating or something. I'm not sure. Well, we're going to move along. Okay, let's switch. I'm about to pack up and head back to Ithaca. Sounds like a good idea to me, just because of time. Here's a cardinal and a house spirit. Okay, everybody, I think I'm going to pack up and head back and hope to resume in Ithaca. Let's say we start at about 5:30, somewhere around there, maybe sooner, maybe later. Okay, 5:30. Okay, you have the message, and And I have my... There are people on the deck. I wonder if they're seeing anything. Anyway, I'm going to get going, and I hope to see you all in Ithaca. All right, bye, everybody.